Hey guys, Jim here with Creative Play and Podcast Network, and here we are again in August. It is now hashtag RPGaDay again for its 8th year. God, it's been so long. Again, we're joining in with all the other tabletop gamers out there to get creative and use the prompts now for RPGaDay 2021 to inspire you guys to all write, vlog, blog, draw cool pictures. This year they're asking for whatever you do. So we are going to go ahead and start out with the next day. All right, guys, here we go.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Hey guys, Jim here.
And Kelly.
Welcome back to hashtag RPGaDay 2021 August the 12th. And can you think what today's word is?
Well, actually, I am rolling a die, and the D8 came up 8. So, triumph!
Ooh, that's a good one because that's one of our favorite from the Genesis system.
Yep.
Which we're kind of partial to that one.
Yeah. The Star Wars Genesis used the Triumph Despair.
Narrative dice for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you want me to go first with the classic think, or do you want to go first with Triumph?
I'll go first with Triumph. I remember we had this one Star Wars game, and I mean, we just got triumph after triumph after triumph. I swear, I think I counted that we had gotten like 12 triumphs in a single game session.
It was madness.
It was. That was pretty darn cool. Of course, I think the next time around we couldn't get one to save our lives. But it was a lot of fun. I was like, what? I got 2 triumphs in one roll? Dang.
Your triumphs have gotten triumphs.
Exactly. That was a really good day.
And do you think I could get one to spare? No. So what does triumph mean to you?
Success. Means I can write my ticket practically. Woohoo! Happy dance. That's what triumph means. Happy dance. My character's just that good.
Yeah, and one thing I do like with the narrative dice is the triumph does give you ideas outside the old-fashioned, you rolled a natural 20, so you did crit damage. Triumph gives a lot of player agency to come up with what does your triumph mean to you.
Yep.
So that way your players get to inject what exactly they want that crit to be, that crit coolness. They're like, hey, I did something good. Now comes the question of what does that good thing mean to you?
Yeah. And you can base it around what's going on, so you can customize it. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I am a huge fan of the narrative dice with the Triumph system.
Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a nat 20, and it's rough. It's a similar, thing. So, yeah. But this one, you get to write your own tickets, so to speak.
Definitely. So
it takes thinking, though, to come up with.
It does. You see how I was going to segue there between that? I was going to say, now speaking of triumph, you have to think about what you want to use that triumph for. Mm-hmm. And an important thing at the game table is, RPGs, the nice thing is collaborative. So it is always within the realm of possibility that you can ask your fellow players what they think would be a good option.
Oh, I do. I definitely do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, not to like do it on often so you slow the game down, but it is good to collaborate with your team and ask them what they think about an action is, as long as it's not too meta, like you're gonna throw out the whole plan before you actually commit to it. That's kind of meta in my book.
Mm-hmm.
But it is good to think your actions through and touch base and see what the players think about it. And of course, as a game master, when it comes to like session zeros and things, always find out what your players think about the setting and things before you commit them to it. Because
you let us vote, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Which, speaking of voting, on the Patreon site at patreon.com/cppn, we do still have the vote for the Friday Night Twitch games next setting. Once you guys wrap up Realms of Terranoth shortly.
Yeah.
So definitely make sure you go vote, because I know currently Android Beanstalk, Shadow of the Beanstalk, is in the lead. So Cyberpunk. Star Wars is an option. You should go vote for Star Wars. I know you want Star Wars. I'm kind of hoping that and think that folks will vote for Salvage, because I'm a fan of the post-apocalyptic-y sci-fi feel of Salvage.
Is that like oh God, I'm trying to remember the something one, year one?
It's kind of like that. The concept for Salvage is a group of spaceships from Earth crashed on this near Earth-like planet, but it's kind of a wastelander paradise for wastelanders. And the different cultures from the different ships cooperate, but they don't cooperate. But the reason why it's called Salvage is everything is based on salvage. So you guys are constantly running around the planet salvaging shit, because salvage is a currency of its own. And it's
I'll
really
have to
cool.
think about that.
Mm-hmm. You have to think about that. It's a really cool setting because you have sci-fi and not so sci-fi. It's got a lot of Star Wars feel, but with a lot of apocalyptic feel or wastelander feel.
Cool.
But lots of good options out there. So definitely make sure you vote. The vote is open to everyone, patrons and not patrons, so don't be shy. Come and drop a vote, because there's only like a week left for the vote to lock up. So definitely go over and vote. Something to think about. And either way, it's a triumph for us. Alrighty, guys. So that's going to be RPGaDay 2021, August the 12th. Think.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.